morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to look at booster boxes of Shiny Treasures EX. And look, I know that I collect Japanese cards, I've told you this many times. I am aware that a lot of you guys don't collect Japanese cards. And that's not really that relevant. That doesn't sound mean, let me explain, alright? What we're seeing is a change. We are seeing a change in the way things are working, and I, for one, am delighted. Like, as a side note, wait, it's not really a side note, it's kind of the point of the video, but anyway, I was looking at Sakura's card shop. Sakura's basically cherry tree. It's a very Japanese thing. They're selling boxes for, well, if you look in British pounds, 50 quid, which is very, very cheap. If you would prefer to look at American dollars, well, we can do that as well. And if we look at US dollars, we end up with $60. Just there, in stock. No price gouging, no ridiculousness, just in stock, ready to go for $60 or £49. And I don't know how many of you are closely tracking the Japanese booster box market outside of Japan. I am, for what it's worth. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Like, this came to a head for me when I went to Japan in August. I went to the World Championships. I casted the World Championships, actually. It was kind of surreal, honestly, casting the World Championships in Yokohama, Japan. But the important thing in terms of what we're talking about today is that as a massive Pokemon TCG nerd in Japan, and I am, as I think you've all figured out by now, a massive Pokemon TCG nerd, I went searching for all the Pokemon cards that I could find. And in terms of sealed packs, it wasn't great. Like, when I was out there, 151 was very new. And, well, I found 5 packs of 151 once. I went to the Mega Tokyo store. I actually got there half an hour before it opened because I got the wrong opening time. And I was the first one to, literally the first person at the till. And I got 5 packs. And that was it. They were the only packs I found the whole time. The other set, which was pretty new at the time, was Ruler of the Black Flame, the Charizard set. And I did actually pick up a few packs of that here and there. The rule in Pokemon Centers at the time was whatever sets they've got in stock, you can buy 5 packs of each set they've got in stock until they sell out for the day and then come back tomorrow. Because they had, like, designated stock per day. And that was it. And it wasn't ideal. I got no booster boxes in Japan. And now there were some sets, like Snow Hazard. Yeah, Snow Hazard was like everywhere. I got a lot of packs of Snow Hazard. Snow Hazard was everywhere. But the more recent sets, the more sought after sets, nah, mate, did not find them very easily at all. They were just sold out everywhere. And when I say sold out everywhere, I mean sold out everywhere. There were a couple of Japanese stores that did have Ruler of the Black Flame in stock, but they had a pretty strict policy whereby they would only sell to elementary school students, and that was it. Generally speaking, everything was sold out everywhere. So to see this, the new sought-after set, being readily available from reseller websites, quite cheap, is absurd. As a side note, this is not a sponsored video. I am not endorsing Sakura's card shop. This is just an example of somewhere that's got it cheap. They might be great. They might be rubbish. I don't know. I've not used them. If I do use them, I'll report back. I don't have that information, I'm afraid. So maybe they're great. Maybe they're not. We'll have to wait and see. But compare that to, for instance, V-Star Universe. And, we stick on the same shop here, because then it makes for a nice comparison. The same shop's got V-Star Universe for £74. Which, to be fair, is not terrible given some of the prices we've seen for this in the past. But actually, that's a lot more. It's almost exactly 50% more. V-Star Universe was a pain to get and still is. Shiny Treasures EX is crashing in price. It's been a long time since we could just randomly go and pick up Japanese boxes on the reseller market. Like, I buy most of my boxes from Japan because I have to, and basically, I enter the lottery at the Pokémon Center online in Japan, and I never win. Like, literally ever. A lot of people have asked me this. I'm pretty sure, I cannot prove this, but I'm pretty sure that they've changed the website, they've changed the algorithm or whatever, so you can no longer win with a proxy address. I don't know that for certain. What I do know is my odds used to be pretty good. I used to win more than 1 in every 3 lotteries on the Pokemon Center. And since Snow Hazard and Clayburst, I've won nothing. Now, that could be a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Can't be. Statistically, that's weird. I used to win a fair bit on their lottery so I could buy it. You can't anymore. Now, I do still buy them when they're made to order, and then they're at retail, and that's amazing. But that's what we've basically had. Now, I got Ruler of the Black Flame made to order, but that's the way it's been in Japan for a while. You have to enter the Pokemon Center lottery, you don't win with a proxy address, and then you have to go and hope they do the set made to order, which, to be fair, all the really sought after sets, they do made to order. But picking up sets like these from resellers recently has been absurd. I am not paying £100 or more for a Japanese booster box from an English reseller. Sooner or later, I will find a way to pick it up cheaply. I've done it for every set so far. I am not paying those ridiculous prices. 50 quid for a box of Shiny Treasures EX? Yeah. That's not bad. It's not retail. Obviously, it's not retail. Why would it possibly be retail? Makes no sense for it to be retail. Come on. It's never going to be retail. Retail, for what it's worth, is 5,500 yen. 10 packs at 550 yen each. So, 5,500 yen comes in at 30 quid. So I'm essentially paying 20 quid for the box. I'm paying 20 quid over. And yeah, that is 2/3 above retail, admittedly. It's not exactly some kind of like hyper bargain. But then by the same token, I'm not paying ridiculous shipping to get it from Japan. Now, to be fair, on this particular card shop, I do have to pay £17 shipping, which is not ideal, but it still works out a darn sight cheaper than a lot of boxes we've seen in the past. And if you're in the US and you're paying $60 a box, now if we go and have a look, that the boxes should be $38. So $60 a box, yeah, you're paying over the odds. You absolutely are paying over the odds. But that's not really the point here. The point isn't you're paying more than you would in Japan. Of course you're paying more than you would in Japan. It's just a lot cheaper than it has been. For what it's worth, it's only $5 shipping in the US. So you're literally paying $70, including shipping and taxes. And that makes it about as cheap as, especially for a special sought after set, it's about as cheap as we've seen in a long time. Yes, it's not quite $60. It's not too far off, ladies and gentlemen. This, again, the argument here is not that they're cheap. I'm not telling you they're cheap. I am telling you they are significantly cheaper than they have been for a long time. And, you know, when Shiny Treasure EX was around, you weren't getting a box of that for less than 100 quid. That wasn't happening. Absolutely is nowadays. And the thing is, I'm just using one random shop that I found. There are plenty of places you can go and have a look online. You know, on eBay, these are selling for $75 all in, all day long. And there's actually, you know, there's one there that's even $72, free shipping. This is to the US, of course. And they've sold like 59 of them. And it offers 1-day shipping, and they sold 59 of them, that probably means they're fairly trustworthy. And this is my point. The prices are coming down and down and down. Now, how much you trust random people on eBay, I'm going to leave that one up to you. You have to be a bit careful, but finding one with a bunch of solds might actually be the best way to go about it. Over in the UK, it's about 70 quid. 70 quid shipped all day long. That is a good 30% or more less than other recent equivalent sets that we've seen. No, it's not an absolute bargain. Like I say, they retail for $30 in Japan. But then you got to pay shipping and all of that. Like, the cheapest you could possibly get it, and that is if you bought it at retail in Japan and then got it shipped over at cost, it's going to come in at about probably 45 quid. Which is obviously a lot less than 70, but that is the literal absolute cheapest if no one's making a profit anywhere. If someone's doing you a massive favour. So you know what? Yeah, this is awesome. As a side note, and we're not going to go too deep into this because this video really was more about shiny treasures, but it is actually worth just having a super quick look at Future Flash and Ancient Raw, which are the most recent Japanese kind of main sets. And over in the UK, these are pretty readily available for like 50 quid shipped. Like 50 quid free postage. Which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Sealed box, 50 quid. And again, this is quite a bit more than you would pay if you were over in Japan. But compared to recent sets, this is wonderful. Why has this happened? I mean, the simple answer is Japan is printing more. And I know we really like the conspiracy theory of Japan are deliberately not printing because if they deliberately don't print, then the value goes up. We've had this argument so many times, right? No, trading card companies are not deliberately underprinting to push the values of singles up for collectors. And frankly, the idea is a little bit silly. What they're trying to do is get product out into the hands of fans because they're profit-making businesses, and if they sell stuff, they make money. And we know they've been upping printing for a while, and basically, starting with Shiny Treasures EX and with Future Flash and Ancient Raw, it seems to actually be working now, and this is wonderful. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Do you want to pick up Japanese booster boxes? Have you been picking up Japanese booster boxes? Let me know in the comment section. Good us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Unknown One, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for all the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.